right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Crypto Friday. This is the morning show. Stock Market TV. Spencer, JC, Steve, Rick, with you. We're with you, and you're here with us. What a day. We're going to have Louis Sykes on the show. We're going to have Larry Thompson on the show. Kenny Glick will join us before he heads out to Vegas. Very exciting stuff. Lots to get to. Everyone, your day is off to a good start. Yes, great. If you're watching us on YouTube, do me a quick favor. Just, down there where it says like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, I got the guys here. Yes, great hockey game yesterday. Indeed. Let's roll. You ready? I am.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. How was that hockey game yesterday?
Oh, great.
Was it?
Actually watched the end of it.
This is the women's U.S. versus Canada.
Gold medal game. Good times were had.
And it's like women's hockey, anything like women's basketball, where it's like more fundamentally oriented and less like,
It's hard to watch, but I would say it's easier than most women's sports.
Got it. All right. That's cool. I don't know anything about women's hockey, but shout out to lady hockey players.
Shout out to the Olympics.
Yeah,
Man, I we'll get into the state of the markets, but I'm just thinking about that futures positioning in the VIX. I don't want to overthink the VIX, but there's something brewing out there. I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't think it actually mattered. I don't know how it unwinds. It could unwind slowly. It doesn't have to be all at once, but the speculators have on some pretty serious net short positions in the VIX, very aggressively so. And when they do that, they're not historically correct, right? So I don't know. It could be like this for a long time. It could be months, quarters, years. It could unwind slowly. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just asking the question. I'm asking smart friends. People think, don't worry about it, JC. That's what I keep being told.
Or it could be just fine.
That's what people keep telling me. They're like, don't worry about it, JC. Don't overthink the VIX, JC. It's just one data point, JC. That's what I keep hearing. Strazza, you're telling me the same thing.
You yourself say that. Do you not?
I'm just asking questions, guys.
Okay.
I don't know anything. I don't know. Life became a lot easier when I realized a long time ago that I don't know anything. So I don't have to pretend to know anything. I don't have to convince myself that I know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. And neither do either of you. And neither does anybody in the chat. And neither does Warren Buffett and David Tepper and Stephen Cohen. They don't know what's going to happen either. And some of those guys might know a little bit.
How about Ray Dalio?
Ray Dalio, clearly know way more about Ray Dalio than I do. So I'll leave this road again. I'll leave those comments to you. The point is, we don't know what's going to happen next, and I certainly don't know. And technical analysis definitely doesn't give us all the answers, but it goes a long way in helping us ask the right questions. And that's what we're doing here. That's all. Is that fair? Is that okay?
I like it, JC.
I've never heard you say that, but I like that. That was very wise.
That was nice.
It's straight from the heart. There it is. We're getting right into it.
Wait, yeah, let's do it.
You want to do a state of the markets first? Let's do a state of the markets,
yes,
and then we'll dive in.
Yes, I do.
All right, Dow futures down 100, 49,350. We got S&Ps down almost 1/3%, 68.58, down almost 20 handles. NASDAQ 100 futures leading the way lower, down 1/3%, 24,760, down 90 handles for the NASDAQ 100 futures. All right, 30-year bond futures flat this morning, just under 118. You got crude oil, big focus here, speaking of positioning. Crude oil down about 0.5%, 66 and change a barrel. Copper pretty much flat, 575. Gold up 1%, 50.44, back above 5,000 for gold. Silver up 3.5% today, back above 80 for silver. $80.40 with the VIX. There you go. Still pushing 21, up slightly on the day. Over in funny money, 66,850 flat for Bitcoin. 66,850 for Bitcoin. Ethereum 1933. down less than 0.5%. Solana, flat, 82.25 with the total crypto market cap. Mr. Spencer Israel, $2.27 trillion in market cap. How do we feel about this morning's futures?
For Bitcoin, it's that same VWAP from the lows we've been talking about. That comes in at literally like 68, almost to the penny. We ramped up into it. There was some sort of news about this legislation.
This is in the BTC?
Yeah, ran right into it and got rejected there. Coming off pretty good too. Moving lower here now this morning. But third or fourth time it was rejected at that same level just this week.
That's the anchored VWAP from the lows from a couple Thursdays ago, correct?
Yeah. Crude oil looks great. Looks like you're finally getting that breakout. I know we were talking about this on our call yesterday, but I think there's a big catch-up move there. Energy
Slide
stocks,
two, please. Slide two.
Energy stocks kind of, I think, called crude's next move.
I feel like I'm Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future 2 when he's calling for the fruit to come down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Fruit, please. Fruit, please. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Chart 2, please. Can I get the chart 2, please? No?
No, I get it. Yeah.
So crude oil, when you take the weekly closing prices going down to COVID lows, take that up to the highs. So that was what I thought at the time, and I have been thinking since then was that initial thrust higher was that wave one. You know, when you talk about capitulation, crude oil trading below zero, you know, when you talk about all the great capitulations throughout market history, that's got to be in the conversation as one of the greatest ever. Chat, can I get an amen there? Can I get an amen? Tell me that there was a better capitulation anywhere around the world.
I think below zero is pretty good.
74 for equities was a big capitulation. That was kind of classic. But I mean, below zero for crude oil.
You're talking about 1974.
1974 for the S&P
wow.
500. Yeah, but that was a big year. That was big reversal down there.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, man, below zero. Aggressive. So, you know, since that, so that was wave one. Then you get the wave two correction, and then wave three, which, as we all know, wave three tends to be, in many cases, the longest, most powerful of all of those waves. So that would be the next one higher.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to happen. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just asking the questions. But do you think, here's another question for you guys. JC, full of questions today. Here's a question. Do you think, Steve Strazza, it is a coincidence that the crude oil futures stopped going down at exactly the 61.8% retracement of that entire move off the COVID lows? Is that just a coincidence? Just
no, look, good place to carve out a bottom and start moving higher. New leg up. Yeah, I like it. I think it's very tradable here.
And then when you look at the positioning, which I like to look at the positioning. Right?
I know you do. Tell me about it.
Got to do it. I mean, how else do you know where the money is, right? You got to go, got to see where the money is. And as it turns out, if you were to do that and look at the positioning, as it turns out, the speculators have had on one of their largest net short positions ever. And when they really got historically short, crude oil stopped going down. And the way I learned it, Steve Strazza, was that asset prices have to stop going down before they can start going up. You see.
You know,
that I know. That's just math. That I got that one down.
We're getting some pushback in the chat, JC, and I think they're making some good points here. Diverse Insight said, did it really go negative? I never got paid to fill up my car.
Well, it's just for a hot second.
You didn't really see much of a dip at the pump at all through that. Right?
In
the gasoline?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was a futures contract situation.
No, I get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so it's not like Americans. Plus, Americans don't pump their tanks with crude oil futures. You know.
But actually, did anybody actually get paid on that? Like nobody. That was a front month thing. Like nobody actually bought.
The point is that the prices were trading below zero.
For some people. For some
prices
people.
crashed. Prices crashed.
Yeah,
that day.
prices crashing. There was massive capitulation.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Zero doesn't matter. It's not about zero. I mean, if you look at
it's
that
just
chart, there was a hole blown in it that week. What bottoms are made of.
all right. So basically, here's the story. Ready? This is the best explanation for crude oil trading below zero.
Oh, here we go.
That I ever heard.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You got to explain it because people are like, "What do you mean it traded below zero?"
Okay.
So imagine the following, and if you're sensitive, then you could leave. But this is just real life.
This
Guys.
is a family show.
Imagine the following: you pay $500 today, and to commit to receiving an escort at your house in 15 days because your wife is traveling and away for a few days.
That's a fancy word for prostitute.
Family show.
Escort showing up at your house in 15 days. You pay $500. That's a futures contract. Now, unfortunately, for you, lockdown comes and your wife will now be home for the next 60 days. You do not want this woman to show up at your house at all and try to pass this futures contract to someone else. You got to pass it along. Now, only you cannot sell this commitment because nobody else can receive the escort at their home either. Everybody full of storage with their wives, right? Can't have any escorts there, no contracts. So to make matters worse, not even the pimp, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, not even the pimp has any more room to receive any more girls because his house is crowded with all the girls. So you will pay anyone, literally anyone, just about anything to take this girl off your hands, take the contract off your hands. So now do you understand why oil had negative prices once that contract was delivered?
It costs money to store the girls.
I'd rather pay. Just don't show up. My wife is here. You can't come. You can't come. I'll pay anything.
Yeah. In all seriousness, storing oil somewhere in Oklahoma or wherever it is they do it, they're going to charge you for that. If it's yours, you're going to have to pay for the fees for the storage. So it does cost money.
So let's get back to the crude oil there. So they're at below zero. We're looking at weekly closing prices. Right? And so we have to look at weekly closing prices because if we use all the candles go below zero. So it fucks everything up, right? So you got to keep them clean here in crude oil, right? So here we are, right at the 61.8% retracement. Speculators. These same speculators, the hedge funds, the asset managers, these are the worst investors of all time. Last summer, they had on the largest net long position in the NASDAQ 100 ever. We were talking about it on the show. They also had their largest net short position in the Russell 2000 ever. We were talking about it in this show. How's that worked out since then? Small caps have absolutely exploded. NASDAQ can't go up if it's life dependent on it, right? You see what happens? Here we are. Those same speculators betting on the NASDAQ 100 NASDAQ Qs and betting against the Russell 2000. They have their largest net short position in crude oil futures ever. So how do we feel about that? You think they're going to be right? I don't. I don't know, but I don't think they're going to be right. I think they're going to get blown out, and what that means is higher oil prices.
Isn't this just a classic situation of like a confluence of events seemingly coming together at the same at the same time?
Bro, large cap energy XLE is up 23% this year. OIH, which is the oil and gas services, is up 37%. We're not even through February yet. It's already up 37%. Small cap energy up 28%, and explorers and producers up 20% this year.
Yeah.
It's not even, you don't need the positioning story. I know that sounds great too, and it's not bearish, but just look at the price charts.
What's going to take oil prices higher? The unwind. That's the tailwind.
That's one thing happening.
That's your catalyst.
More demand than supply.
So to Spencer's point, right? Spencer.
No, there's several things. There's several things happening. Yeah, GC. There's a few things happening.
One bomb goes off.
Sure, but there's also
additional war.
Sure, this commodity super cycle thing that you keep talking about, right? So there's that, right?
We've been waiting for energy stocks. We've been looking at these charts.
All the commodity super cycles points to is the environment where crude oil should do well. Okay, great. It should do well. It hasn't. So what's going to drive it to finally do well, right? And Spencer's like, well, what if we go to war? What if something explodes? What if, whatever? There's a million of these things that can happen. And here's the thing, Spencer. If one of those things does happen and moves oil a little bit, now these shorts have to cover a little bit, which adds more buying.
No,
right? And
I understand how
any of these
squeezes
things
work.
can start that domino effect. Maybe it's already
Yeah.
started. I don't know.
Energy stocks are an absolute fire. They broke out of a massive pattern. Crude oil follows.
Yeah, small cap energy, mid cap energy, these things all breaking out.
Just
Jason
energy.
Shapiro would be a good guest for this. It's
I
Spencer's
will.
fault.
Let's get Jason Shapiro.
Get
It's
him
been a-
on.
it's been
Dolphins
a
fan.
minute.
Jason
It's been a
Shapiro,
minute.
Miami Dolphins fan. You know, both of us can be depressed together. A big
All right.
Dolphins fan.
We got Louis Sykes in the house. Before we bring him out, I did want to PSA. If you missed yesterday's special live stream with JC was there, and the one and only Jeff Mackey, the link is up on the screen right about now. This is like the easiest AI trade that is out there, right? The AI trade of semis, that's none of that. Forget that. Jeff Mackey said he is the most bullish that he's been on retail and consumer since like the dawn of e-commerce. If you think about like, man, if only I had bought like a bunch of like e-commerce stocks or like Amazon or whatever, like all these online stocks, back when e-commerce was just getting going. This is the current decade version of that, right? This is the AI version of that. Jeff Mackey is so bowled up, it is insane. And he talked all about it with JC yesterday. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it there, or if you want to watch it on our site, the link is on the screen. So check that out, because one of the fun things that we do here is we hear from different voices. And if you don't get excited by watching Jeff talk about this, then you don't have a market pulse, right? Because he will make you excited to get involved in the space, if nothing else. So check out the replay. It's on YouTube. Link is on the screen. And Jeff is bullish. Therefore, frankly, I'm bullish. I listen to Jeff.
No, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He really is so good, and he's hilarious, by the way. And he's like DL, like hysterical. Like he throws in those zingers where you got to catch him. But you know, the insight that he brings to a space that I know nothing about, and that I've been able to learn a lot about. And what's cool is that these are all household names, right?
Well, yeah, and here's the thing: everyone at this point, the cat's out of the bag with Walmart. Okay, the cat is out of the bag. Everyone, the narrative of Walmart is an AI stock. Look at the chart; you'll see it for yourself. Okay, that cat's out of the bag. There are many, many, many other opportunities that are not out of the bag yet. Okay, Walmart was just the first to go because it's Walmart. So it's coming. AI is coming for the entire rest of the retail consumer chain. So that's
by
what
the
Jeff
way,
does.
winners and losers from this.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
So this is what Jeff does. So I wanted to mention that before we brought Louis on.
Hey, click the link and then throw up that slide just to kind of back up some of what Mackey's talking about. You know, when you think about consumer discretionary, you got a lot of Amazon and that large cap discretionary, and Tesla, you know, Home Depot. Like these are the big ones. But when you go down the cap scale, right, and you look at mid cap discretionary, look at small cap discretionary, they don't look bad. They haven't broken out yet, but they don't look bad.
Yeah.
Those looks like some pretty decent setups in mid cap and small cap discretionary. Just keep that in mind. 70% of US GDP. I don't know what a GDP is, but 70% of anything is a lot.
Oh, didn't we actually? Speaking of GDP, didn't we get a number this morning?
Yeah. Was the GDP good for you?
Yeah, I'm sure it's definitely not going to get revised
GDP.
at all.
GDP was not good. Wait, no, that's quarter over quarter. I don't care about quarter over quarter. I care about year over year.
GDP was not good, according to who?
I'm just looking at the estimates versus the actual.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, I was looking at quarter over quarter.
Oh.
I don't know. 1.4%.
You were expecting 2.8 and it came in at 1.4. That's weird.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what I'm saying.
Right?
What happened to good news is bad news and bad news is good?
I don't know.
One of those where like bad news, the economy sucks, so like they're going to lower rates. So it's good news? Is it one of those things or no?
Open Doors actually going up. They big beat on revenue.
Well, let's talk
insanely unprofitable.
Let's talk to Kenny. Let's talk to Kenny. We got Kenny here.
And this Holy Grail stock is freaking getting cut in half today. Oh my God, this has been a good one too. Not a buy.
No, never mind. Louis here. Louis was here first. Louis, we're bringing you out. All right, we're doing Crypto Friday. Okay, that's what's happening.
Yeah, I think we should bring Louis out.
Calling an audible. Here we go. Where's my Louis? There he is.
Got my fingers on the pulse, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Hey,
Blue Dog. I like the orange background for the Crypto Friday. I like what you're doing there.
I mean, when it gets to this hour, it's 3 a.m. here. You need some softer lighting just to chill the vibe out a little bit. No overhead lights. We have banned all overhead lights in our house. Nothing but lamps and candles.
Just
Interesting.
in a four-cornered room staring at candles.
don't you spend a lot of time then like walking to the corner and then turning switches on and off? Because there's no.
It's
There's no
worth the
master
effort.
switch.
Like if
Okay.
you've got overhead lights, the place just looks like a hospital.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a take that I could get behind. I could get behind that take.
That's
Dude,
worth
All
it.
right.
Are we buying like when moon?
I mean, look, I went out, bought some Bitcoin, a lot of Bitcoin over these last few weeks.
Okay.
I'm getting involved. I've actually just been trading a lot of meme coins over these last few weeks, believe it or not. I've developed this trading bot for me, and it's still alive. I was really surprised that the meme coin trenches are still alive. You still have these things literally popping off. There was one that literally went from $500,000 to all the way to $200 million in market cap just a few weeks ago. And so you still have some signs of life there. I was really surprised by that, but I think there's just a lot of opportunity out there. We're talking a lot about this bounce in software. We're talking a lot about ARK. I think the selling is overdone. I think it's really an opportunity for crypto. So I want to be looking for opportunities to buy things rather than looking to remove exposure. If you're going to panic early, and this is certainly not early for crypto.
Louis, I want to just jump right into it because it's what I'm most interested in. And folks, pay attention because this caught me a little bit off guard. I did not see this coming. Can you talk to me about the Canton holding? Throw that one up. Just skip down to that one. I think this is a big deal. Slide 9 there. So this gives Americans the opportunity to buy this thing when before we could not, right? So can you walk us through? I'm not in yet, but I am. Man, I got some money to put to work, and if I'm looking for a 10-20 bagger out there, and I am looking for a 10-20 bagger out there, I don't know about anybody else, but this is in that category. Like this goes to 100. Right now it's at 5. This goes to 100. We're paid. And so how can this little nothing possibly go to $100 per share? This little nothing. And by the way, the market capitalization, where did it go? I don't know where the market cap went. It was like 150 or something like that. 150 million. So it's not very big, but it's not like a tiny little penny stock either. It's 150 million market cap. So
Well, let me tell you, over these last 6 months, I've read the white paper and developer notes to literally every cryptocurrency in the top 1,000. Literally 1,000 white papers and developer notes. It's been a lot of work. And let me tell you that 99% of the space is absolute junk, but there is a very tiny group that is being thrown out with the trash of turds.
trash of turds. I like the alliteration there.
And so you need to go out hunting because people just they just lump crypto into this basket and they treat all of these cryptocurrencies the same, but they're not the same because you have a lot of these cryptocurrencies that nobody uses, have no real users, aren't making any money. And then you have these genuine networks that are literally printing cash, and Canton is one of them. And this is one that nobody is really aware of in the crypto investing community, which really surprises me because these guys are going to win the tokenization race. And so what is tokenization? It is bringing real world assets like stocks, funds, commodities, bonds, money markets to settle onto blockchains. And so Canton was the very first network to settle an overnight repo transaction on a Saturday. These guys are currently moving about $8 trillion every single month on behalf of financial institutions, and that's only rising. Canton as a network is actually generating more revenue in 3 days than Ethereum and Solana is combined in 30 days. And so this is a network that is only at about a $6 or $7 billion market cap, but yet is absolutely crushing all of these other networks because they've been built from the ground up for Wall Street, for institutions, and you have a lot of institutions that don't even want to touch Bitcoin, that haven't touched Ethereum or Solana, but they're literally out there acting as a validator to this network, and they are actually mining and earning this cryptocurrency because they get it. This has been built for institutions, and so I think this is going to absolutely win the tokenization race. This is one of the fattest pitches that I have been talking about. And so this is a new stock. This is basically a stock that is like MicroStrategy but for Canton, and it's only just come available in these last few weeks.
You know, when I joke like, oh, what could go wrong, right? But when I see something like this and I see the relative strength in Canton relative to all of the other tokens, right now Canton is the 17th largest token, $6 billion in market capitalization. It's not nothing. It's a mid-cap stock. And now you have one of these treasury companies that, you know, allegedly is allowing you to participate in the upside. So I see Daniel's 897 LOL, such a scam for sure. That's what I'm thinking too. Such a scam. And all these treasury Ponzi schemes, like I'm not a fan of these. Like I'm not smart enough to understand them. I kind of stay away from it, and that's actually worked out pretty well for me. I'm too dumb to understand, not for me, as it turns out. Nice, right? Good. I could have pretended to understand and gotten smoked like everybody else. I did not. Great. So here we are. So should I pretend to understand that this is actually going to work and it's not going to be a scam and I'm not going to get rugged? Like, can I actually trust this thing, this reverse merger SPAC treasury crypto thing? Like, it checks off all the boxes of like, stay away, right? Like, literally, look at all the words I just said, right? All the worst things of the market, all in one package right here, ticker symbol CNTN. Is it Chinese too? Like, that would be like the one missing ingredient, you know, there, right? It's
not Chinese. I mean, look, I've gone out. I'm long the actual cryptocurrency itself because everybody knows what my opinion about these particular vehicles are. But if there's going to be one corporate treasury that I probably don't absolutely hate, it's probably going to be this one.
That's how I'm thinking, but I don't know how I'm going to make an exception now to like, oh, all these Ponzi schemes are a scam, but this is the one for me. I don't know. So hold on. Great question here. Rio Connor Miller, is this a stock or a coin? So can you explain, just like in plain English for us idiots, exactly what's happening here, or what's allegedly happening, what they're telling you it's happening?
So this is a stock, but this is basically like MicroStrategy, but instead of holding Bitcoin, you're holding the Canton
what was it
Network
before?
cryptocurrency.
It was something else before, like a biotech, like failed biotech.
It was some failed biotech, and then they've spun it off into a holding company for Canton.
It was like called like Harsh or something, Hash or something.
I think it was Theramune. That was the name, Theramune.
Yeah, Theramune, something like that. Yeah, so it was a fail. So then they reverse merger, right? So not technically a SPAC, it's a reverse merger, so kind of SPAC-ish, so that they could do their Ponzi with the Canton. And so
yeah, look, yeah,
if Canton rips, then theoretically this should rip too. Is the
yeah, exactly. That's the basic thesis. And again, I don't really care about the stock. I care about the underlying cryptocurrency because again,
so you trust. So if you like the cryptocurrency that it's Ponziing, you trust that they're going to Ponzi good.
I don't really know what you mean by that question, but
like,
I mean,
like all the shenanigans taking place with these treasuries, you're in the camp that whatever. If the token goes up, this is going to do well. Like that's how you think about it.
I mean, look, I think this thing probably 10x's over the next year or two. I think this thing flips Solana. I think in that scenario,
Solana, Canton flips Solana.
It's an easy bet. I mean, look, this thing is probably going to. This thing is.
Solana's 46 billion, and this is 6.
I mean, I think, you know, this thing absolutely can even contend something like Ethereum. It's just actually eating its lunch, right? And so I think in that reality, in that world, a stock like this could easily reap the upside of that.
Wow. Flip ETH. ETH isn't worth that much these days. What's ETH? 233 billion for ETH. The 6. Got some work to do. Listen, I don't give a shit. I'm rooting for them. I'm not in, but I want to get in. Chat, what do you guys think? Should we buy some? Just you wet the beak a little? Just the tip. See how it feels. What do you guys think? Strazza's already in. Strazza's like, I'm in, bro. I bought it yesterday.
Me? No, I like Solana. But you know what you could do if you don't want to pick winners in crypto and figure out who's going to flip who? There's one company who's going to make money off of no matter who the next.
I knew this was coming.
It all comes back.
They don't give a shit if it's the Canton or the Per or whatever. They're going to make fees on whatever the hell it is that's hot. That's Coinbase. And you can buy it right now against 150.
You are such a Coinbase maximalist, see?
He is. He really is, but he's been right with it. So, you got to give him that.
Name me one other organization out there that is consistently making money quarter in and quarter out off of crypto.
Canton.
Where are they?
I don't know.
What's the other company? Is there another one?
But
you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Steve. It's a fantastic company. They literally have 12 different business departments now generating more than $100 million.
That's right.
I love the company.
Correct.
I don't know, but this is what I do know. I do know that this is why we have Louis, right? Is for moments like this. It's for Louis to come out and say, I think this 10x's is that what you just said? You see 10x's and I think it flips Solana. Louis has done more work on this than he's done more work on this in the last week than I will ever do, ever on Canton, right? He's learned more in the last 48 hours than I will ever learn about it. So
can we shorty the clip from last week because people are still asking about Brian Armstrong selling stock, and I'm not doing this again.
We already did.
We're not going over this again.
We already did.
Can we shorty that?
Yeah. Check the tape. Let him sell some stocks.
We already did.
Christ.
Got a lovely bride.
So Louis, I'm with you. Louis,
yeah.
I had it written down in my notes weeks ago, actually. Buy, and then I wrote down some things to buy, and the top of the thing was Canton. So
I'm buying your calls too, Louis.
Yeah,
I'm with you, dog.
Hey, appreciate it, fellas. It's been a lot of work. I do a lot of reading these days, but ultimately we're just trying to surface the diamonds and all the trash there is in the crypto space.
Go you.
We appreciate the work. Thanks, Louis.
Awesome work.
Thanks, guys.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is why we bring him on.
Better than talking about 10x's on a Friday morning.
No, nothing's better.
You
well,
know?
Maybe
I said 15 to 20x. He kind of downplayed me to a 10x. I'm looking to buy it at 5 and sell it at $100. $100 roll. That's a 20x.
That's 20.
Check my math. Check my math.
Woo! 20x Crypto Friday, baby.
That's aggressive.
Dude, buying a crypto reverse merger SPAC treasury Ponzi scheme that was formerly a failed biotech stock, like checks off all the boxes of stay away.
Sure.
All of them.
Like you said, we're just missing China.
I know, but it's called Canton.
Okay.
That's like
it's basically Chinese. It's
like I feel like we can kind of
right.
give it. We'll let it.
Oh,
Chat,
Jesus.
we
All right.
gotta
I'm
check
bringing Kenny
I
out.
think it plays.
I'm bringing Kenny out. Oh boy, that was a good one, actually.
Really good. Really.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Kenny Glick, never crypto, never China, never SPAC. Here we are.
I'll shake my private parts on your aunt's face. What?
Wait, never. Kenny's not never SPAC.
Hey, I was Mr. SPAC for a while.
Kenny was Mr. SPAC back in the
You're
day.
never
Oh,
SPAC. Spencer's never
Space,
SPAC.
remember
I'm not.
Space and then VI. What was that SPAC? VICR? No, not VI. What
There were
was
some
that
good SPACs. There were some terrible ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kenny
Nicola.
turned me on to Nicola. He was the
SPAC?
first one to turn me on to
Nicola,
Nicola.
right? Yeah. Back in the
Nicola.
day. Remember SPACs? Every stock was great. Yes.
Anyway. All right,
That's it.
Kenny, we selling the open door this morning.
Yeah,
or
what are we doing? Shorting open.
This is a snooze fest so far this morning, but yeah, opens are short. I'm actually short the Qs right now after the economic data. But let me show you something, friends. When I say the market's rigged, and just before the economic data release, which we were all, holding on to our hats for this one. Here's the NQ futures, friends. So the NQ futures, right, coincidentally went right to the prior day VWAP seconds before the economic data. And then coincidentally, that was the top. And then woof. So That's where I'm covering. So right now you got prior day, multi-day colliding. This is the NQ futures, which is basically the Qs. So I'm short the Qs right now, and I'm not covering unless we get over that. But let me tell you something. The market's kind of sketchy. It just seems like it's looking for something to point at, to blame that the market's going down. Economic data, saber rattling, political unrest. Bull markets don't normally give a shit about any of that stuff. But now suddenly we care. That's bearish. So UVXY green on a Friday, bearish. Until that changes, I'm staying short. And right now I'm staying short all day unless that UVXY goes red and the NASDAQ futures get above that blue and orange line right now. Because
Can you explain to me the saber rattling?
saber rattling, that was from my Series 7 test. It's when countries are, they're getting all uppity with each other and they're threatening war. Saber rattling. Come on. And you took
Is it like a Star Wars reference?
No, it's just a warmongering reference, I guess. Saber rattling, yes.
No, I hear that. I just want to know where it comes from.
Wow,
People are getting their panties in a bunch.
Well, JC, back in the day when people would wear swords on their hips,
right?
You could like grab the handle and like rattle it around, be like, "Hey, I've got this sword."
Dude, Kenny wishes that age would come back so that he could walk around with his sword. Like, it probably wouldn't be good for society to everybody have a sword on their side, but Kenny would love that actually.
I would. There was actually a show about it where nanobites wiped out all moving parts and electricity on the planet.
Oh, I watched that show. It was not good.
Yeah, with that handsome devil, that tall guy with the black hair.
It was not a good show.
Not a good show. It started off all right, and then it was just about sword fighting and it was just awful. And they didn't know where to go with it. But the nanobites just basically sucked all mechanical devices into nothingness, and we were trapped forever without the internet. And that was society. But yeah, a lot of sword play with what was his name? Billy something or other. You know that guy.
Burke.
Billy Burke, the poor man's whatever that other guy was named. Whatever. Okay. What the hell am I even talking about?
Whatever.
Let's talk about tomorrow. Let's talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, talking about the open. Where's the short?
The short is already on. All right. So right here, you got the VWAP break. You tested from underneath. And right now, where these red lines are is what I'm going to teach everybody about on tomorrow's session. So the red lines are just basically important moments from the prior moment. So again, this is the aftermarket. You had a wonderful consolidation at this level and exploded. Now that you rolled over, this is where it would behoove you to cover some and then use the top of that range as your stop. But if we do break down here, I'm looking for it to go right back to the 5. I'm hoping for the rip and the roll known as the finger of God so we can get some 550 puts. I think I'm going to be on both sides of this trade today, but right now it's obviously short. I don't have any position on, but I'm also looking at rig. Again, we did very well with this stock over the last 2 weeks, 2 months, really. The numbers are out. It capitulated last night. Give me some more capitulation down to 580, and I'm looking at rig for a buy also. So
dude, oil services are up 37% this year.
Digging the rig, digging the Transocean I made my bones trading this stock back in the day. Apache rig.
I used to be a trader. It's a tough racket.
It's a tough racket. Put that coffee down. So let's talk about tomorrow.
Can we go? Are you coming to Nashville? We should shoot. We should get the whole crew and we should shoot that.
I'm thinking I got to throw that. I got to ask the wife. I think we might be doing something that weekend also. But Nashville is.
Got to shoot that. If not, we'll shoot it in the city.
Nashville is the new Vegas. Nashville is the greatest. If you've never been to Nashville, folks, go to Nashville. It's so much better than Vegas. It's the best place on earth right now because you have 8 blocks and you don't have to go anywhere else. Yeah. Thousands of restaurants, 3 stories of different bands at every place. It's just pulled pork, beer, and awesome music
and chicken.
And fried chicken. Fried chicken.
Hey, now, yeah. Hey, come on. And then I went with my wife, just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
And we had a blast. Like we went to nice dinners, we went to the spa. Like we did it. Like we didn't just get drunk all day in flip-flops and go see bands. Like we did that also. But there's like, we went to some nice dinners. Like, we did the spa thing. We hung out. Like the bar at the Four Seasons, that is a huge bar at the Four Seasons. That place is sick. So if you want to kind of step away from like the craziness and kind of just like settle down. have a
Yeah, did
glass.
you go to the place, the spinning? They have also that restaurant that spins very slowly. We went to that one place. So, yeah, we hit everything.
Dude,
Yeah,
the Gulch, that area, real good, man. The
Yeah.
Gulch,
good time. Good
nice
time.
down there.
I got to try to make a concerted effort to get there.
If you don't have a wife, you do other things there. You do.
Oh yeah,
and you'll be fine.
we've gone as couples. I've never been there as a single man. So yeah, I've only known it.
You don't have a wife, you can go find one there. They got plenty of options. There's a zillion bachelorette parties, like a zillion.
It's the bachelorette capital of the planet right now.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. By the way, if you are a single man, it's 75% women in Nashville. So hey now.
Yeah.
I got one more for you. VICR for all you guys that were waiting to buy this stock. Getting crushed on earnings. This thing's been a monster. If you guys know about it, chip stock, one of our Andy Dufresne's from last year, $45 stock that went to 177. They're absolutely hammering this thing today. I'm looking for full-blown capitulation. I would love to see this thing 125. Very illiquid stock, but today is options expiration. You'll be able to trade these as 0 date. So today I'm looking at it again. If it pulls back under the 125, those 125 calls might be very interesting. So
I love that Kenny just like nonchalantly just drops the Andy Dufresne. This is so like people that are out there who don't know Kenny Glick's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? This is one of our Andy Dufresne's from last year.
You gotta come to the class tomorrow. You'll know about Kardashian bottoms, Andy Dufresne's, and you might even know about the Jerry Orbach, which is what the market's doing right now. And you need to know about the Jerry Orbach trade.
Edwards and McGee, Charlie Dow, Ralph Acampora, they don't even know about the Jerry Orbach giving it all back.
That's right.
These are the legends. They don't even know. Only to understand the true power of the Andy Dufresne pattern being stuck in the muck and just coming out on top.
Strazza was all about Andy Dufresne. I mean, it's great, one of the best patterns ever. I mean, that's where I got the Carvana, the AMD. Yeah, it goes on and on.
You got the classic Kardashian bottom. I mean, if you don't understand the power of these patterns, you got to go to Kenny Glick. And listen, we laugh and we joke, but this is like for real. Like these are like real things that actually make a lot of money. Like real. Like we give them funny names because we like to have fun. We don't have to give them stupid names like these guys used to, like saucer bottoms.
Who needs a W in your life, right? By the
W,
way, Q short right now, people. Q short. Come on.
I would love to see Kenny spell Jerry Orbach because it's a pun. It's not O-R.
No, it's not our back, but it's O-R-B-A-C-H.
No, because they're giving it all back. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Tomorrow, Kenny's going live at noon Eastern for his members. If you join, you can get access to that live class and complimentary access for the next 5 weeks. Basically, he's starting. I don't know why Kenny decided. I don't know why you decided to do that, but you did. Very generous of you. You've already had dozens of people take you up on this offer that I guess would end tomorrow because the live class is tomorrow. So use the link that's on the screen, get the live class, and of course the recording, and then you'll be you can get in the room until the end of March. So
yes, I bribed some guests to also show up while I'm away. I'm going to be away for about 10 of those days. That's why. So, but you're going to get amazing, again, hopefully we could bribe Strazza to do some airtime, but wait till you meet Solid Jello. He's the shining beacon of hope for all you new VWAPians. He's taken what I showed him back in 2012 and has just expanded on it. And he's going to be, manning the ship while I'm away. So you'll never be wanting for content. So
all right,
good time. Kenny, make sure you're there tomorrow and we'll go over these trades.
Kenny, we will not see you next week. So enjoy Las Vegas responsibly, of course, and try to do some boots on the ground due diligence for us as far as how the casinos are working, and let us know.
Yeah.
What time tomorrow, Kenny? What time's the class?
Tomorrow at 12.
Tomorrow, 12 Eastern time. Nice.
Eastern Standard Time. And then I'm going to do my live session from Vegas while I'm on stage. So that should be fun. Hopefully we get a pipe in here.
Nice.
All right. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck, everybody. I'm Short the Q's. Later.
And just like that.
By the way, I love how Kenny was doing 0 DTE options before that was the thing. You just buy them on Friday, sell them on Friday. He was doing it the old way.
You can buy them on Thursday nights too.
Yeah, there's that strategy. All right. What do we? I know we got Larry Thompson in the house. Is there anything we missed? That Grail stock, which was down 50% this morning, that was they had some bad news on their trial for a potential drug that would detect early detection for cancers. It didn't really work. So the GRAL is down. That's the big loser of the day. One of the big losers of the day, I should say, down 50%. What else do we have here? Ring Central up 16% this morning. Go Ring Central. Haven't thought about that stock forever. Open Door having a good day on their earnings report. It's kind of quiet. Not much else. Comores down 9%.
Investment banks, HLI getting crushed.
HLI might be too small for my filter because I don't even see it on here.
Houlihan Loki down 32%. This is an $11 billion capital market stock.
Oh.
So, you know, it looks like these private credit companies, they just have a lot of shit on their books. Is that the story?
Yeah, it's the follow through from the wait. What? I'm not seeing what you're seeing. What's the ticker?
HLI.
HLI.
Yeah,
I see no.
Houlihan Loki down 32%.
I don't see that. That's bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
All right, I don't know. Does anyone else see that or not see that?
Right there.
That's weird. How come my chart isn't showing that?
I don't know. Maybe your chart sucks. Maybe you got to get better data.
I have. All right, that's weird. I don't know. Yeah, this is the Blue Owl thing, right? So they halted redemptions for their like retail private credit fund, and now everyone's freaking out because, no liquidity, which is sort of a feature, not a bug, but nonetheless. Let's bring on Larry Thompson and make sure he sent us charts. I believe he did.
All right. He did. Throw him up.
All right, cool. Larry, we're bringing you out as soon as I can get your bumper. What's up?
Larry the Legend.
Yo.
Hello, sir.
How we doing, fellas?
You know, it's a bull market. Going to a concert tonight. You know, going up to the lake for the weekend. Huh?
More country music?
Nah, man. Even though I don't like country music, but I had a good time that night a couple of weeks ago. Who did I see? I saw... What was his name?
Did you see Jason Aldean?
Jason Aldean, I saw.
Okay.
I didn't know any of his songs. But my wife was having a blast. She was singing. She knew all the words, and some of her friends too. And you know, the guys were just hanging out. It was a good time. I mean, I'm not like a country guy, but it was a blast. Nice little pregame. And tonight we got Bush. We got Bush tonight.
Oh,
yeah. My go-to karaoke song is Toby Keith "Should Have Been a Cowboy." So that's like my one country banger. That's about it for me, though.
All right. I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right, Larry, tell us about software. Tell us about the K-shaped market.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's nothing new under the sun. It's more just the thought process here is I work for an industrial company. I've worked in the industrial space for half a decade now, and thinking about something like HLI getting hit, thinking about these private capital market companies getting hit, right? That's that top K of the economy. It's these 80% margin for some guy who one guy created a software and now he's selling it to 100 businesses. Those 100 businesses are trying to adapt to it. They're spending $100,000 a year on this software. They barely know how to use it. And to me, if you look at the markets and you think about the fact that we have an area of the market getting crushed, yet the rest of the market is holding up really, really well, how healthy is that overall to see something that's basically going through a recession? The rest of the market's like, cool. So is that net beneficial for the democratization of software, right? Because that's essentially what AI is doing, is it's taking this, you used to have to call somebody, pay them $500 an hour to help you fix your software. Now you can have AI kind of democratize that. And you're seeing industrial companies crush it. You're seeing banks that are going to be able to implement this stuff crush it. You're seeing everything outside of software doing really, really well. So to me, I think it's a net benefit. I don't think people are thinking through it that way. I think people are thinking, what if software goes to zero? If software goes to zero, yet all these other companies are able to democratize that now commodity, that's super bullish. That's how I'm thinking through it.
I think if it's bearish, the market would
Exactly.
right? Like
Exactly.
you wouldn't have the advanced decline line hitting the highest levels ever, right? Like you would have further deterioration. And we can say that this has spilled into some other areas. But as a derivative, right? Like these private credit companies are blowing up because of what software was doing.
Yes.
It's more of like a capital structure sort of thing versus like an economic implication thing. So you can still argue that it's still relatively concentrated. You haven't seen it in the other areas. Small caps and mid caps look great. Look at the Russell 2000. Look at the mid cap 400. Look at small cap and mid cap tech. It looked great.
If you throw up chart 12, that's kind of my point. If we look at chart 12, you'll love this chart, JC, for a couple of reasons. But we go to slide 12. It's essentially emerging markets versus value. Two totally different things. My favorite part of this chart is that value sector exposure has more tech than the S&P 500. 37% tech. The S&P 500 is roughly 30. So to say tech is getting crushed is to not really dig into the details like you're doing, JC, with small caps and mid caps. It's simply an underweight software story, in my opinion. Right? I'm simplifying it here. I understand the dispersion, but it's really these two ETFs, emerging markets, value factor. What are they? They're simply underweight software because everything else is doing really, really well outside of software. And so back to my earlier point, if we're democratizing a technology that was so expensive for companies to implement and so, I guess, beneficial, right? Because software was doing so well, democratizing that is huge, right? Think about Excel and how Excel helps so many companies. If now companies have this ability, all of these companies are going to benefit. And these industrial companies and these other tech companies aren't as dumb as people make them seem. There's a lot of smart people and a lot of tech being used at these other types of companies.
I got to tell you, I always catch myself, whether it's true or whether it's not, like talking about, well, it's just isolated in this one little corner of the market. It's not going to get worse. These other sectors aren't going to catch down. Like I've said that before. I've gotten burned like that before, my younger years. And, I catch myself kind of saying that now. Be like, yo, it's just these over here. Everything else over here is fine. Pay no attention, And I'm like, I've seen it.
I love this idea, but is it really true if XLK and the NASDAQ 100 and XLF look like they're about to complete tops? Is it really just software?
XLF does look
happens,
not great.
If those things happen, then no, it's not just software.
But then my point would be, I would counter that, Steve. I would counter that, Steve, with the fact that if you dig under the hood at financials, look at banks, brother.
I know.
Right? Banks look okay. What industry is going to be the least disrupted by AI from a regulatory standpoint? A freaking bank isn't just going to implement some AI thing to their loan book overnight. There's so much regulation that they're involved with. What areas is it? It's these areas that have silly margin, good margin for things that are outside of this regulatory area.
I guess, but the banks are integrating AI at a rapid pace, and there's no regulations about
the
what kind of
industrials just hit an all-time high yesterday. Industrials.
The regulations that banks deal with aren't about what their tech stack. Like
it's
they're
about,
not.
But I'm saying it's the data underneath. They can't just start to use their own AI. So think about cybersecurity.
But also,
right?
Larry, that applies to every large organization under the sun, right? No one's gonna just decide, hey, we're gonna stop using Salesforce and use this AI agent that Larry from accounting vibe coded last week, right?
From accounting.
There is a angry, washed up ex-hedge fund manager who is currently comparing the moment with Blue Owl from yesterday to the new century moment back in whenever that was, 06, maybe 07 in the Big Short.
Wow.
You guys buying that or taking that?
Takes me back 20 years. Wow, Strazza with the call out there. Woo!
Just something I found interesting on the interweb this morning.
Yeah, listen, that great financial crisis was awesome. I'm down for another one. Let's go. I doubt it though.
That they don't call it the great financial crisis for nothing. You know,
Well, it's
Right.
It's
They don't say one of the greatest financial crises ever.
right.
It's the.
They don't call it the average financial crisis. You know,
They
yeah.
don't call it. They don't call it one of the U's. It's the U. You know.
Okay.
It's also a logical. It's like logical fallacy underpinning, right? It's taking an event that we know happened in history, taking something and then applying and extrapolating it to another event so you can get clicks and get your article to sell, right? Same thing. I follow Dorian Yates' workout routine. You're not Dorian Yates, brother. You're
Who's
not him.
Dorian Yates?
who's Dorian?
One of the best bodybuilders ever to exist. 6-time.
Oh, I don't know.
Olympian.
I know Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's all I got.
Yeah. Dorian Yates is
Ferrigno,
jacked,
maybe?
but you're not Dorian Yates to that hedge fund manager. I'd say you're not him, brother. That's all I would say.
How
You're
much
not
you
him.
benching? How much you benching these days, Larry?
I don't bench that often. I did 225 for 15 last week.
You did
but,
225 15 times?
yes, but I don't
Pretty
go
good,
heavy
bro.
on. I do dumbbell. I'll go a little bit heavier, but not just straight flat bench. It's not.
That's where I'm trying to get to. If I can knock out 225 10 15 times, like that's strong for me, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty tall, so it's length. I'm stronger, not like my back is my strong point, but different subject.
I'm ass and legs. I got strong ass and legs.
Yeah, hips, Cuban, right?
Lot
all in
of
the
arroz
hips.
con frijoles.
It's all in the hips.
It is. I mean, what do you know, I was good. I wasn't great at basketball because I couldn't jump or shoot or, run fast or any of those things. I couldn't do any of the things you needed. But I did have a big ass, and I was good at boxing out. Like these little white boys, I'd be, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's all I had.
No, it's
I
fair.
could rebound.
Yeah, I would also just say, Steve, back to your point. I wrote an article last week. Shout out Thompson, 2 cents on Stock Market Media, called "We Can't Lose Financials." To me, if we lose financials, I don't care about materials. I don't care about energy. I don't care about all those other areas. If we lose financials, I think if financials trade sideways, which they're doing, they're holding in okay. But that is my area. That's my apex. That's my pivot point. That's my linchpin for the market. Is if we lose.
I'm totally with
XLF
you.
overall.
You don't have bull markets without financials. If
Yeah,
you lose financials,
exactly.
that's
So-
a problem.
It's encouraging to see financials hold up broadly through the news from this week, because really the truth is, from a technical standpoint, you're 1 or 2 big red candles away from completing this top.
For sure.
So the fact that it didn't happen on this nasty news from yesterday, I think, is a positive for now.
You're one green candle from breaking out to a new all-time high in small cap financials. So
Yeah,
you don't care.
we're talking about the market.
Yeah, I know. What about the S&P Bank Index?
Looks good.
I mean,
Looks good.
like for real though.
Yep. Looks
S&P
good.
Bank Index. The world's falling apart. Is the S&P Bank Index going to be breaking out to new all-time highs?
I think that's back to kind of the how many people are employed by these software companies? I don't know, right? Like I think it
A lot.
Is it?
But
Dude.
they've been cutting workforce for years now. Like
There's a running joke about how many employees DocuSign has, because DocuSign has like 10,000 employees, and everyone's like,
Do
what the
they?
hell? Oh yeah.
Really?
What do they do?
too much. It's too
Well,
much.
A lot of that is like ensuring, like, when you use a thing like DocuSign, you need it to work. It can't break. You need it. You need it. You need it at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's gonna work. You need it at noon. It's gonna work. A lot of that is just like ensuring that it works when you need it, which is always.
DocuSign the exception to the rule? That's my question. I don't know, right? We can find one software company that has 50 employees that makes up 20 billion in revenue probably. So I'm just curious. But if we have a second to talk about this dispersion chart, I know JC's been all hyped up about dispersion, slide 11. This chart to me is what makes this market hard to trade. Not hard to trade, but hard to put on new positions. So this is from Bespoke Investment. I didn't create this, but something I saw yesterday, and I thought it pointed out what I'm seeing underneath the surface from an S&P 500 perspective. Like I wrote about it. Staples look good. Energy looks good. Materials look good. Pharmaceuticals within healthcare, IHE looks great. But I'm already long those areas, and they're a bit extended. Am I adding exposure today to those names? I'm not. And then I go to those other areas of the market, and they look like shit, and they're not really bouncing. So that's why I am playing the tech bottom of the range in some of these tech names, right? Because you have really well-defined risk. but it's not my favorite types of trades. And then adding exposure to extended uptrends, intermediate to short term, is not my favorite type of trade. So I think there's this dynamic that I just want to be authentic about. Is like, it is kind of hard right now to put on a new position today in stocks within the S&P 500. Can you do it? Yes. Is there a few names? Yes. But is it as good as it was 2 months ago when we had the bases kind of just breaking out? No. What are you guys' thoughts there?
I think Coinbase is breaking out of a base as we speak, and you have to buy as many calls as you possibly can.
I'm in Coinbase right now. So yeah, I am buying a couple of those oversold names that look good. I'm in CrowdStrike. I'm in IGV broadly from the 200 week.
Hell
so
yeah.
I'm in those three names, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like those aren't the trades. Steve, I know you like the catch up trades. I know you like the bot, but like that's not the trades I normally am trading. But that's what the environment's showing you, right? Is those well-defined lows.
That answers the question that you're posing, which is like, listen, I'm in these areas. They're working. The staples, the energy. That's great. I'm not going to add to them up here. So I'm looking for the ones that are beat up. Are they going to get rotation or not? Strazza is literally telling you here that these aren't going to get rotation. You're buying them right here. Like he's trying to answer your question, I guess, right? One way.
Look like they want it so bad. I've been finding it hard to put new money behind any of the leaders right now. I look at stuff like industrials, materials, energy, like Larry's saying, and then I see financials kind of teetering and some of the carnage that's going on with the software trade and the private equity. And I'm like, I don't want to enter these here.
I bought a bank yesterday
for about 2 weeks now. I'm looking at the extended stuff saying, no, too extended. And then the banged up stuff saying, I need more of a setup there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Throw up slide two. I bought a bank yesterday. I'm probably going to buy another one today.
Oh,
new slide two. Nice.
Just wanted to put a nice little bar chart, keep it nice and clean for you there. Could this fail? Sure. Seen failures before. But very simply, if they stick the landing here, guys, this is a huge, huge breakout, and there's precedent to it. Look at the transports, new all-time highs, looks just like this, breaking out of this base. So it's not like, oh, the banks are going to be the only ones. Everything else is failing. No. There are others that are doing exactly this, and they're sticking their landings. That's all I'm saying. So I bought a bank yesterday. Probably going to buy another one today. Probably going to buy another one next week.
My rebuttal to this would be zoom in, look at the daily chart of KBE. It doesn't look great. Don't love it. Don't love it short term. So that's what I'm saying. It's like short term, this longer term breakout, sure, if you're longer term time frame, but this intermediate term time frame.
Yeah, but remember, I don't trade ETFs, right? I don't trade ETFs. I look at the strength in banks in general, and then I look for opportunities within banks that look even better than that, right?
Good lesson there for people. Yep, great.
Yeah, you're not wrong that short term it looks messy, but zoom out, it looks fucking great. So let's buy some banks.
But this rebuttal's good because then people can hear exactly what you're doing with it.
Yeah, and by the way, this is an equally weighted index of like 80 banks or something like that. 85 banks. They're all 1% of the index. So you're getting a broad look at all these banks. Like there's some good ones in there is really the key point here.
Are there any fundamental factors at play in this index? Do they
100%? I mean, you should see the CapEx spending and the multiple compression. I mean, it is, in day 2 of my CFA class, this is what I don't fucking know, man.
It's the yields, brother.
All right. Market. Let's get out of here.
All right. Let's get out of here. Don't forget, this is what's going on today. Well, I guess I should say even before I get to Larry, this is what you should do. At 3:00 today, you turn on the Olympic hockey semifinals, U.S. versus Slovenia, and then right when that game ends, you flip on over Stock Market TV. Thompson's 2 cents is going live at 5, as it is every Friday, talking about the yin and the yang. Right, Larry? That's the idea today. The yin and the yang.
Yin and yang.
All right. So 5:00. So 3:00 today, U.S. Olympic hockey. 5:00. Thompson's 2 cents. That's where you want to be. That's where I'll be. So.
I'll be watching Larry and the Genesis Invitational.
Okay.
What is a Genesis? Like a Sega?
Don't worry about it. It's not for you, Mr. Hips. Okay. Best hips out of all of Miami, but he can't even swing a golf club. Give me a break.
It's a Catholic thing for Lent. It's a Catholic thing for Lent. The
Golf
Genesis Invitational.
Dude, I'm gonna play golf this summer. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, I love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Correction
right,
from the
fellas.
chat. Did I say Slovenia? I meant Slovakia. My mistake. Okay.
Oh,
Cancel
All
him.
That's
Cancel
the
'em.
move. We're done. We'll
Good.
see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Go make some money. All right. See
YOLO
you at 5, Larry.
responsibly.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.